What is going to happen after December 15th? Or more importantly, what's going to be happening on December 16th? Today is Thursday, and as we kind of predicted, I did not feel like Tesla was going to be doing anything today because they are certainly riding out this 0% deadline until the 15th. So our next expected change when something could be happening is going to be on the 16th. And is it going to be the big thing, which I feel like a lot of people are predicting, which is going to be inventory discounts, bigger inventory discounts across the board. And so taking a look at inventory, this is where it gets very interesting. And we got to think about this. What is going to be happening after the 15th, maybe even on the 16th? Because I do feel like the general consensus is that it's going to be inventory discounts, more inventory discounts across the board on all the different vehicles that are out there. But taking a look at inventory, Tesla's doing a pretty decent job. We got purple line right here, Model X, Model S also going down, and also Model 3 staying relatively low as well. But Model Y, you can see, is getting pretty high. And usually when we see crazy spikes like this, it could be a pricing change or the reevaluating or whatever, or maybe more 2025s that are coming online. But you can see it has shot right back higher for the Tesla Model Y inventory. And so taking a look at deals out there, we're still seeing about the same, anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 max on Model Y, Model 3s that are out there. And the best thing with that is that's before the $2,000 or $1,000 Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so you can get an extra discount on a Tesla vehicle. But just taking a look at California market, we can see vehicles. A lot of them are demo vehicles, like $1,700 off. And so Tesla's still kind of pushing on that they want to sell these 2024s, and they're not really discounting 2025s that much. So that could be a big thing that happens. Maybe 2025s start to get some major discounts with adjustments and everything across the board. But it seems like right here, like here's a 2024 long range all-wheel drive, $4,160 off. And that's really where you're going to find the bigger discounts in long range or performance. Real wheel drive, on whether it's the long range wheel drive on the Model 3 or the Model Y, you're not going to find as many discounts on that. And it kind of makes sense because might as well step up to a higher one. Might as well step up to a long range so you can get that better deal out there. And I would say it's worth it to step up 100%. I mean, performance can be a little bit over and overkill, but if it's a quick, small difference between long range and performance, it might actually be worth it. Of course, in our previous history of owning Teslas, our first Model 3 was a Model 3 Performance Stealth, which if you didn't know what that was, it's a pretty interesting build, which is basically a long range, but it could go as fast as a Model 3 Performance. And then we went with a Model Y Performance, which is a little bit of an overkill because really it's not too many differences, and I would say go with the long range unless it's like only $1,000 difference by going to a performance. But let's talk about this. So what could be happening on the 16th? Shout out to Brandon for posting this. Quote, I wouldn't be surprised to see more inventory discounts on the 16th, but be sure to use a referral code. Exactly. Absolutely. If there's inventory levels that Tesla did not forecast, otherwise delivered from yet to be assigned to a purchase, this will happen. I mean, one thing is for sure, Tesla has certainly been doing a good job of pushing this 0%. And I do feel like a lot of people are really gunning for that 0% offer and placing an order, because that could be a strategy, right? Like place your order now, hold a vehicle that you would like, stall Tesla for a week or two because we're already so close to the 15th, and then see if anything pops up with the week after. And then at the end of the day, the offer at the end of the day is still a great deal regardless year to date. And so you're getting the best deal, of course, across the board. But here's a post from Chris Hilbert. A coworker told me he canceled his Model Y order. He could not get the 0% APR and was upset. He and his wife both have 830 credit score and only debt is another car. Crazy. It's so interesting enough here. Hopefully they read through all the different financing documents on the vehicles, because it does say you do have to put 20% down to get that 0% offer. And so a lot of people might miss that. They might just see that big 0% across the board and they don't read the fine print because there's a lot of it. And if you're not putting that 20%, it could be a higher rate. So like here, for instance, if you're doing that 60-month term at 0 down, then it's going up to 0.99. But maybe there could be something else with that story that we're not missing there, but definitely make sure you're reading all the different fine print. But Tesla is stressing that this 0% offer on the Model 3, which only goes up to 36 months, and Model Y, which goes up to 60 months, is ending this month. You have to place your order. You have to place a deposit. It's a $250 deposit if you want to lock up any of these vehicles. And at this moment, Tesla's only looking for that deposit. You don't have to take delivery, but you do sacrifice a $250 deposit. It's non-refundable. And so the strategy could be to try and stall to see if any sort of incentives are out there. But don't put in a deposit if you're thinking you're just trying to get that money back. You will lose it if you try and cancel, and Tesla will take away the vehicle if you don't take delivery by the end of December 31st. They won't cancel your order, but they'll kind of just leave it in limbo, and you'll basically lose $250 at the end of the day. But I'm just kind of curious, like, what could be happening? I mean, what else could be happening after the 16th? Like, are you waiting for something more than 0%? I don't think it's going to get any lower than that. I mean, there could be a Hail Mary where Tesla just goes insane and just really just puts 0% across all the vehicles all the way up to 60 to 72 months. I don't see them doing that, but at the same time, every single time I feel like I've said something like that, Tesla just goes around and does some crazy stuff. But here's another interesting offer that I personally think could happen as well, because it's a small offer. Quote, hoping they increase it to 6 months full self-driving and 6 months supercharging. That would be a nice one, and wouldn't be an extra cost or too much of a cost to them. And if they're taking away 0%, which probably costs them a lot, then they could really get there and do that. But why isn't there 36 months, or why isn't there Model 3 60 months for 0%? I agree. I feel like if Tesla wants to really clear out all the Model 3s, which they don't have a problem selling Model 3s, they could put a crazier offer on that at the end of the day. But let's take a look at the poll. I mean, people are definitely buying, and I know a lot of you in the chat are probably placed a deposit already. I know a lot of people in the Discord, our secret Discord down below in the description, have also placed a deposit as well. And they're trying to go for that strategy of let's just hold the vehicle and see what happens in the near future. So if you're going to do that, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code just like the one down below in the description, so you can get up to a $2,000 off discount. And of course, don't forget to check out our deal spreadsheet also down below in the description, so you can see which different vehicles have the biggest discount that is out there. But here's a fun post. Bought a Model Y for $299 monthly lease. That's $10 a day. Of course, it's not really $299. There's taxes, fees, and everything. And so that's going to add a couple $100 a month to the payment. But still, it is fun to see a low $299 $1 a month lease on a vehicle. But I put a poll out there on the channel because I asked everybody, what do you think is going to be happening after December 15th, because 0% is ending very, very soon. Actually, in fact, you've got 3 days to make a decision if 0% is more important to you or not. But I asked everybody, what do you think Tesla is going to do? And at this early stage in this poll, only 24 votes, 46% inventory discounts are going to get better. 29% said that actually they're going to extend it to the end of the year, which they potentially could. I could see that as well. Or maybe they double down and do both. And so the fun thing with that and the strategy is that if it gets better, if like it goes to 6 months free supercharging, you'll most likely be able to get that offer. And if you see a better inventory discount out there, you should be able to switch your order to an inventory vehicle as well, and you should be able to take advantage of that. We've definitely seen that before in the past as well. And then 17% said more supercharging or full self-driving. But certainly it is an interesting time for sure, especially with Model Y inventory spiking like crazy. There certainly is a Osborne effect that is happening right now, because there was another spotting of a Model Y Juniper, this time in San Jose. And we can tell it is because you got the newer front fascia that we've been seeing around. And of course, it drove by very quickly. And this was, I think, believe in San Jose. So a very interesting spotting for sure. I mean, last thing we heard is that the new Model Y Juniper is going to be a Q1 release next year. And some people are saying it's going to be a January release next year, which would be absolutely insane if it actually is. And if you're looking for a deal on a current gen Model Y, which would now be a older gen Model Y, maybe January, maybe you should just hold off and see, because if a new one is that close to coming out, if the new Model Y Jumper is that close to coming out, it is going to have some depreciated effects for sure on the older one or the current one that's for sale, because they're going to be selling both at the same time. And so that's when a perfect storm is going to be happening for a very, very, very big deal. And so the one thing that has always rang true is that month after month that we've been doing this for about 2 years, the deals have just gotten better and better and better. And you really can't time Tesla at all, and Tesla is just on a mission really to build these cars and get these cars into everybody's hands. And the one way to do that is just to make them affordable, a more affordable monthly payment, and just make them be everywhere. In other news, TesBros, one of our favorite PPF DIY or DIY PPF kit providers out there, is running a pre-order on the Model 3 Highland. This is a really cool thing if you want to save a bunch of money on PPF and do it yourself. I'm a firm believer on PPF now because now we've gone on the Cybertruck. It makes a ton of sense. If you want to use our affiliate code, you support the channel, and definitely check it out down below in the description, along with all the other different discount codes for all the different providers out there. And definitely check out TesBros as well. I think they were running a sale at one point where it was a very low cost on a Model 3 PPF kit. And then in other news, this is a really cool thing that just came out, and I was really taking a look at this, but Lightship, our electric RV company, has finally released their details on their first electric RV. It starts at $250,000, sleeps 4 people, has a bathroom, and is self-sustainable with an electric battery and solar panels and everything like that. I mean, really cool. And the cool thing with this is that this actually gets a little bit cheaper. I mean, it's $250,000 for the first 50 units that are going to be released in, I think, 2025, but it does go down to $125,000, which I feel like it's a little bit more palatable for an RV, because I feel like that's the average cost, but $125,000 in 2027. So would you buy one of these? I mean, automotive grade HVAC, fully outfitted bathroom, kitchen, Starlink ready auto leveling, and solar panels, 10 to 15 kilowatts per day. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let us know what your thoughts on it.